Ernest Hemingway once claimed, "I never knew of a morning in Africa when I woke up that I was not happy." And indeed, 3 of the famous author's most acclaimed works were inspired by a long safari he took in Africa. A good safari, early in the morning in the middle of the wilderness, can be mind-blowing, but exhausting too. This time, we are not presenting a safari, no lodges, but a place of rest and relaxation after a safari. We are in Kenya and on the way to a small boutique hotel at the Indian Ocean, still unspoiled from mass tourism. So welcome on board, and we are looking forward to your comments and likes. Enjoy, and if you liked our movie, please share. Yours, Charles Pennington. What kind of fish is it?
This is grouper.
Grouper.
Yeah.
Catch this
Very
morning.
nice and tender. Hi, my name is Jill Entersberger. I am the caretaker of Cardamom House. Cardamom House is a luxury hotel, a boutique hotel on the coast of Kenya, and it offers one a getaway to having an indulgent experience in Swahili lifestyle. Our food is dedicated all around the recipes, but fused with international cuisine. Our service that we give to you, primarily coming from the kitchen, which makes everybody happy, is all about women. We've paid a lot of attention to try and bring women into our environment. Our creature comforts that we offer is all about feeling that you are the only one in that space. The intimacy, the exclusivity, and the attention to detail. It is about feeling that you are there and we to take care of you. When it goes to food, personal touch, any activities in the environment, we provide that. We also want to head into a space where people use it as a getaway, a true getaway, because you can either come, switch off, you don't have to do anything, you can just be in that space and enjoy it with all the indulgences, or you can say, I'm going away and I'd like to take care in some activities, which could be golfing, snorkeling, going on a sunset dhow, going to see whether you can find some whale watching, or going just deep sea diving. There's everything for everyone, a bit of everything, but it is a secret. Kenya is known as a safari destination, and the coast is really untouched. It's really completely untouched, and so try out the Kenyan coast. Come and visit Cardamom House.
So the beach area here, we are lucky because this is a non-touristic area. This was not really discovered for tourism. This was existing mainly out of private houses here, and we have a beach in front of us which is untouched. So we neither have a lot of people over there. We are still wandering after 16, 17 years. When I'm with my wife on a Sunday morning down, we wonder that there's nobody, only us and maybe some kids which come to play with my son. But it's paradise. And this paradise is kept in a certain way. And to our big surprise, it's still like it is, like it was always before.
Zuhura, the chef.
Yes.
She's Nancy. She's a baker, and also she's her portion. I'm a specialist in a hot kitchen, especially with seafood. I'm very magic in seafood, and I love to make sure my guests are happy. This is grupa.
Grupa.
Yeah.
Catch this
Very
morning.
nice and tender.
Catch of the day.
Yeah, catch of the day and
grupa.
green.
It's a mix of tequila
Tequila.
and liqueur, some lemon juice, and then we shake and sausage.
So this is a place to rest, to feel well, but also we have the beauty of having also whale watching from here. We have humpbacks passing by. We have whale sharks around. There is Watamu, an area where we have a national park also, where we bring the people. We go out with a boat. We go for dolphins. We go for whales. So it's a beautiful little jewel. We also bring them to see a little bit Mombasa, the heart of Mombasa, not the touristic Mombasa. We go in the old souks, in the old markets inside. We show them the old parts of the area. That's really very appealing. And we show them, of course, also what we did here, because as we are a conservation company, we try to keep all our trees while we are building. So we have no window. We only have wood shutters. We built the houses around the trees. So it's a little nice jungle with a beautiful Swahili-style hotel inside. And it's a recreation area, it's a well-filled area, and also an activity area. We also offer deep sea fishing. We also have a nice excursion boat. So a dhow, with the dhow we can also go out in a nice way. So there's activities to do, and of course the one who would like to play golf, we have, not from us, but the pleasure that the Vipingo Ridge Golf Course is nearby, and 15 minutes drive we can bring it there. It's also easy to reach because Vipingo Ridge has also a nice landing strip where 2 times a day a regular flight from Nairobi is coming and going. So it's also an easy access. But also if our people fly private here with chartering safaris around, which we do also, which is a very nice way to learn Kenya, to understand Kenya. It's also absolutely feasible in price. So we can accommodate this in our lodges with own landing strips or nearby landing strips.
Which travel agents in the US or in Britain
do offer the secluded safaris?
And it's a lot of them. I don't want to make any kind of advertisement here, but it's a lot of them which are really trying to get this kind of special product inside. Maybe I name one, Premier Tours in the States, or oddly in England. This is guys with next to many others which are helping us a little bit to get our system out. Because at the end of the day, what we do is we didn't define the wheel new, but we try to have a perfect environment. We try to have beautiful beds. We try to have beautiful rooms. We try to have beautiful tents. If it's on safari, we try to give the authenticity to the people. We think that food is very important. We see that discussions are very important. For example, here on the coast, we have no television, no sound system in the room, because we think nowadays we are so much connected that we should also try a little bit to talk and to sit and to look. And we have a view which is mega, so people are mainly doing that. For the ones who need or who want, we have a nice cinema room where we have also all amenities, all points inside, also to do videos after the safari. So we always get more people also will do a different way. They come first on the coast and relax a little bit, then they go on safari, and then they come most probably also back to the coast for another kind of rest day. So this is the system how it in principle works. years, and after long years, hard work and a lot of money, we got friends with the elephants. I don't want to sound stupid, but end of the day, they realized that we are good guys, taking care about them, and they're well feeling. So per month, depending on rain, and rain, we don't have very often rain. Sometimes we have no rain for 18 months, but sometimes, normally we have 380,000 liters of water which we have to purchase, we have to buy, because we didn't find any borehole bringing us water which is usable, not to saline. So in that case, money which the Logs is making is going into the welfare of the animals and of the communities over there. We also look for the communities, that the communities have water. We bring kids to school. We try to give them education. So, but this all can be seen. We have our own rangers in Kibalo, and people can also see back of house how such a structured, let's say, sanctuary is working. Good morning to everyone. My name is Mario Enzensberger, and a little bit about me. I am Austrian from Salzburg, and my whole life I basically only did tourism. So I started as a young boy, apprenticeship in tourism, and came then to a German tour operator and handled for him the Austrian charter business which were there. And when the time was right and the Iron Curtain fell, this was the time when I started to think about my own company, and I was always fascinated about the eastern part of Europe, this communist part, which we partly knew, partly didn't know. We as boys went often to Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, and this time because it was an interesting part for us to see the other world. So when it happened, 1989-90, I moved myself to Prague, and I lived 10 years in East Europe and built up Liberty International Tourism Group. Liberty International was a DMC, B2B, which basically was trying to open these nice, beautiful new countries for the world. And we did from meetings, incentive, special interest groups, all the tourism business. And over the years, I started to spread out through all over Eastern Europe, or so-called former communist countries. 96, we started then to think about worldwide, because we said, okay, till now we have been luckily successful, and we try a little bit to do more. And Liberty was spreading out his wings all over the world. Itself, for me, I didn't have a rich father or other things, so I had to try to find a solution how I can do it. So we created the Liberty system, which is still valid today, that Liberty is a holding. The holding of Liberty is always majority shareholder in all companies around the world. So it's always a local partner or partners with the expertise of the country which are in the boat. So in that case, we have always the local knowledge directly for us. And after the time when we went bigger, we still had smaller units as the companies which we were operating inside. This works now since 31 years very well. We had also, of course, we have been a victim of the pandemic, which all of us in tourism were really suffering hard, but touch wood, we made it quite nicely through the pandemic, and we came out quite strong. And we see already this year that everything is working in the right direction. We are happy for that. And Liberty itself is in the moment on expansion, and we try to create our network all over the world. At the moment, we are operating 90 countries, where we have in roughly 60 countries our own offices, and we are giving all different kind of B2B services in tourism.
And you are based in Africa?
I am based in Africa, so we can get this in a little direction, that Africa came for me quite early. My mother was in the Austrian consulate in South Africa, so when I was very young, I also have been a certain time in South Africa, but I didn't like the system of apartheid end of the day, and I didn't want to stay, and moved back to Austria again. And but in a certain way, Africa was always there. And while Liberty was blooming and getting bigger, we got the request if we not could sell safaris in the eastern part of the world. And we said, okay, why not? This experiment didn't work because the company which offered us it unfortunately went bust, and I was then invited to come and see if I would like to continue with this company, which basically I said, no, not really, but networking is always a point. So I came to Africa again, to East Africa in this time, and then I met a gentleman called Richard Corcoran and his family, and they convinced me in long, nice African evenings to do a safari company, Liberty Africa Safaris. This was roughly 25 years ago. And here we go. Then safaris were coming better and better for us. I went in as a stronger and stronger shareholder. And nowadays we are one of the bigger players in the safari business in Kenya. East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda. But our main hub is sitting in Nairobi. I myself live on the coast. I'm living nearby Mombasa, an hour from Mombasa, in an area called Vipingo. And this area is a beautiful coastal city where I'm living since a long time with my family. My son goes here to school. My wife is from Cape Town, South Africa. As I said, I must have a certain kind of African virus in myself. So in the beginning, I didn't live here, but we were quite frequently here because I also started to invest next to the safari company in transportation. So we only have our own safari transportation company, which also is handling all different kind of safari vehicles which are needed. Nevertheless, if a virus is there, then the virus is getting stronger and stronger. So I always was discussing and complaining and whatever about lodges. So I was said, okay, I don't like that, why don't kids are allowed whatsoever? So everybody said to me, Mario, stop talking, do it. So roughly 16 years ago, we opened our first Secluded Africa baby, which is Tana Delta Dunes, which is on the northern part of the coast of Kenya, not far away from Lamu, so roughly driving 2-3 hours to Lamu, and there we have a little nature paradise. And this was the time when Secluded Africa was also born, and also when we tried to bring in a little bit conservation work. So Secluded Africa is named Conservation at Work. We also have a Secluded Africa Wildlife Community Trust, where we try to help a little bit and to give back what life made good for us. So since now 17 years this is running. In the moment we are having 5 lodges in East Africa, 4 in our ownership and 1 we are managing. And we are still thinking a little bit to extend it, because it's always about a certain kind of circuit which we want to bring together to give this kind of go as you please feeling in Africa. Because what did I mean when I said I was not always agreeing with the way how lodges are working? So we are very kids and family friendly. So we are also having a system of go as you please. So everybody can choose himself when he would like to go on safari and how he would like to go on safari. So every family, friends, whatsoever, do have an own vehicle with an own driver guide and an own spotter. So they are really independently on what kind of safari they do, what type of safari do, how long they do a safari. And we are happy to also feed them out in the bush. We make nice lunches, nice dinners, bush dinners, and we really try to give them the understanding of the wildlife and everything what we think should be protected. We are lucky that we also got majority own conservancies. So we have in a lot of the lodges our own conservancy, which allows us also to do different work. Maybe I take only one example, which is Kipalo. This is in Tsavo West. There we have 36,000 acres, which we got from the former chief warden of Tsavo National Park, because he had a problem with elephants. This was a route where elephants were hundreds of years going through, and then suddenly there were squatters taking over the land, building little farms, little shambas, as we say, and so the wildlife-human conflict was on its peak. So we were asked to softly and nicely transform these people to another area. Therefore, we got 36,000 acres of land then to be fenced into the Tsavo West National Park. And nowadays, Kipalo is the home of a lot of elephants. So we are taking care about the animals. We giving them the main thing what they need, which is water. Tsavo is a very dry area, so Tsavo West you also find one of the biggest rhino sanctuaries with 156 white rhinos in the moment, and we are having some hundreds of elephants. We are having 3 groups of wild dogs which are moving in and out because it's not enclosed. They can free roam between Tsavo West and us. We have buffaloes. We have more or less the whole beauty of nature in our lodge, in our own conservancy. We have a lot of leopards. We are leopard land because we have a lot of hills. The lodge is also nestled beautiful on a hill with a breathtaking view all over Tsavo West National Park. In 2019, we started to build on our premises in Kuruvitu, which is on the coast nearby Vipingo. And Vipingo is the Vipingo Ridge. There's the only PGA golf course Kenya is having in the moment. And also we are situated next to the Kuruvitu Marine Center. It's a young, active marine center, which is always more coming up and which is creating the understanding of the fishermen about not overfishing, about taking care of the nature. They also have a project running where they're creating the coral life new, which is very successful, and you can see it. We can bring our clients, they can snorkel there. And this new baby was opened in 2021. This helped us a little bit over the pandemic because 2020 was the heat of the pandemic, but also the heat of our construction here. So the whole family was here and was helping to build it, and we are quite proudly can say that our former private home was transferred into a beautiful boutique hotel lodge with 10 suites, rooms. And the only one who is not happy is my son, 8.5 years old. So he still is missing the old house and he still says, Papa, what for we needed that? So, but we think we needed it, and for our clients now is the possibility, after being in a special kind of smaller lodges with a special atmosphere, with a special service, with special way of, let's say, go as you please. So we also could give them a way to also go on the beach. To all of you which are hearing that or seeing that, so we would be very happy to welcome you in Secluded Africa in one of our lodges or in more of our lodges. And we would also like to we would like to show you Africa as its best. What's wildlife, what's community, and what's the whole history about Africa itself is. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thanks for watching this movie. I do hope you will follow us on many other extraordinary in bed with luxury journeys to amazing hotels, cruises and trains all around the world. Do not miss our next episode. Simply click on the subscribe button and recommend us. See you soon, and don't forget, enjoy life. Yours, Charles Pennington.